So
what's this here? Look, this.
Right,
Is that a scroll or something?
that's a papyrus. Yeah, papyrus from Egypt. Form of a roll bound round with papyrus and sealed with 2 clay seals. What's actually really interesting about look,
Is that the language in it? The language.
yeah, so this is the Rosetta Stone.
Okay, yeah, I was reading. This.
Which we do have more. Okay, this is interesting as well. List of plates.
Because it looks similar to the language, you know.
Yeah,
The
it could,
symbols
And the symbolism.
yeah, it's because this is literally the Hebrew and the Phoenician alphabet, which obviously all come from. I was showing you that. Let me see. I was showing you the alphabet
The
here.
alphabet, yeah.
This is the alphabet, and this is like the number system. So you can see that. And I've got a book I'm going to show you as well in a minute.
Yeah, you
But
can
the
see
Rosetta Stone is
similarities,
actually got 3 different languages in it, and it was actually something that our ancestors, the ancient Egyptian, did to throw people off, because people thought that it was giving them a message, but it was also a way of throwing them off, not knowing the secrets. This is the Moabite stone. Again, this is quite interesting. Okay, this is another Phoenician script, as you can see. You can just about
very
see it,
similar
but
as
yeah,
well.
it's all coming from our language, Hebrews. It's a Hebrew, and it's going that way. This is actually quite good
From right to left.
Yeah, showing the
that's
Syriac.
how we should the original. That's how we should be reading.
That's right. That's right. Samaritan. So this is good, because when we tell people all the time, like, there are so many different scripts. This is the Ethiopian script. See, Ethiopic script, because a lot of people say, oh, the Ethiopian Bible, this is a Coptic script. A lot of people say that the Ethiopian is the original one, but they don't realize that all of them actually have been messed with.
You see, I knew I'd come to the right
Right,
person.
this is actually.
I've sent people images of this,
Yeah.
and people that are Catholics or Muslims, and I'm
Yeah.
like, please, can you tell me, help me explain what this means? Do I get a response?
They don't know.
No response.
This is the
Any
code.
response.
This is the code of Vaticanus. This is where. Do you remember the debate with Bill Carson and Wesley?
Yes, the scientists.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because again, when you see Vaticanus, that's telling you the Vatican has been involved.
Okay.
And so.
The Vatican. What's that again in Rome? You're on about in Rome.
Roman,
See,
the Catholic Church.
You mentioned something about you remember that film Prometheus?
Yes.
So I've seen that film twice.
Yeah.
And I must have fallen asleep or gone to the toilet in between a certain scene, because there's a scene where the civilizations, they all look at and they show you the same thing on the writings on the wall.
Yeah.
But I must have missed that, and I watched it the other night.
Yeah,
and
you have
I
to
saw
go back.
it,
Yeah.
and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And then when they fly in and they've got the domes, and they're all like lined out like the Vatican, almost like they're harnessing something or they're doing something.
Well, the Vatican is the original Catholic, where all like Christianity is supposed to stem from. But this is interesting as well, the Codex Sinaiticus, because this is where that whole debate with Wesley, if he had some of the books I'm going to show you in a minute, he would have been able to really debunk. Even though he had the right information, he didn't have the studies behind it, because when you're looking at anything to do with the Vatican or the Codex, these are translated from the Roman manuscripts that have this is the Latin.
Okay.
So when you're reading like the New Testament, a lot of that would be from the Latin to the Greek, because obviously Vatican, Latin, that's all dealing with Roman Catholic. Okay, what's this? This is interesting. So when you see Penta, right, this is like the 5 books. Penta is 5, innit? Like pentagram.
Pentagon,
Yeah, so this is an Anglo-Saxon. So basically that the Jews, they only recognize the 5 books of Moses, which they call the Torah. And that's what this is coming from. So what's good about this, at least, is giving you, so now starting to get into the Wycliffe's Bible, because this is where he was someone that, in the time when people were translating the scriptures, they weren't allowed to. Wycliffe was one of those Bibles that, in fact, they got unalived. for translating.
Okay, that makes sense.
Into the when they weren't supposed to. So if like William Tyndale, who people know as William Shakespeare, he's actually comes from this Wycliffe one.
It makes so much sense why the Bible's written the way that it's written then,
Yeah.
because if you don't want people to understand what it really means, then
Yeah.
it makes sense why it's been washed down the way
And
it
it
is.
started to have that Shakespearean, like art and thou and
It all makes sense.
So now this is showing you some of the cartouches that deal with the north and south of Egypt, upper and lower Egypt. So you see, this is the hieroglyph for Ra. Yeah, see, son of the sun.
Yeah, so you got all of these images in the shot. They're all in here.
Did you see all the
beetle,
cartouches?
I can see them. Yeah.
I'll show you some more stuff as we go.
Yeah, you see them everywhere in here.
Yeah. This is okay. So again, this is interesting.
This is fun.
Embalming.
This looks like they're painting a mummy, right?
No, they're embalming. Like what they used to do is, mummify the dead and preserve them, and they were preserving them to keep the DNA until this day and time when
like 23andMe.
And now they're able to take the DNA now to find out who they are. So this is talking about the embalming ceremony. This is it looks like the journey, because like you have to go through a journey for the underworld because it's dealing with the mummies and the bodies of the dead. So the bodies dead were ferried across the Nile in the sarcophagus. That's the word I was trying to remember. Okay. It's funny, you haven't seen any of our books, but you will find all these images in our books as well.
That's why I brought it straight to you. Because I've not read the Bible, just by the stuff that you've been saying and teaching, I'm like, I feel like you're gonna like this book.
This is showing you literally that all the monotheistic religions are coming from Egypt.
Yeah.
So when you see this is the soul like leaving the body. So when you're seeing in Christianity, when they show you that the dove coming and resting on Jesus, this is where they're getting that from, the dove, because that's referring to the soul of Khonsu. What does it say here? Papyrus of Ani, exactly. The scribe showing Ani's soul in the form of a human-headed bird. See, that's what they're talking about right there. Yeah. And these are the deities, the Ogdoads. And so you see Ptah. This is amazing, actually. Ptah, we always going on about Ptah. There's no God except Ptah, because Ptah is the creator.
Yeah.
And this is where the Muslims get that whole, when they're doing the first surah, they call it the, what's it called again? The Al-Fatiha. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the Ptah. You can hear the word, the creator. Then you got Amen or Amun. You can tell who they are by their headdresses, because like when you look at the pictures up there, for example, people, like if you say to them, who is that? People can't tell you, but we can,
because that looks very similar to that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you can see by the headdress who the person is. So like that would be Isis, the one.
Yeah.
Or she's known by many names. Ishtar. That's Hathor. You can see she got the horns and the sun disc.
And who's that?
Which one?
Where's Thoth? Which one's Thoth?
No, these are females. These are all females.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'll show you in the book. So Thoth will be Tahuti, but he's the same one that you would refer to as Osiris. There you go. But can you see? Yes. Oh, we actually got him in the corner. I'll show you. I just
went through a book and I saw an image of him.
Tahuti. That's Tahuti. Yeah, look up there. We've got the different deities. There you go. That's Tahuti over there in the corner.
Yeah,
you see? You look at that one.
And you see how he's green. You see the color.
Yeah, that's Osiris. That's Osiris.
Okay.
Right. So this is Tahuti. You see the beak.
Yep.
You can see the beak up there. That's how you know, because he's the writer. And yes. And then Ra, obviously the sun god. That's why he's got a disc. That's the disc that's representing the sun. So you see most of them with the disc around. That's the sun. Let's see who else is in there. Yeah. Then this is Neith. There's Osiris. Look at the headdress.
Yeah.
Look at the Osiris over there.
Spitting image.
Yeah, the
and he's holding that star.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Saket.
Soket, yeah, she's she up there. I think we had her. You have Ma'at over there, Taweret. Taweret, incidentally, is where they get the word Torah from.
Okay.
And if you look at the Dendera up there, you're going to see her in the middle. And then you go Happy. Yeah, actually, does this even have a title? It doesn't really tell you who the author. But
you wouldn't even know it's the Bible, would you, if it didn't have the cover on it? How would you know?
yeah,
How would you know?
but the thing is, when we say the Bible, that's why we always keep saying to people that the Bible, literally, all the books of the stories are coming from ancient Egypt. All the characters.
Babylonia.
Well, they went into Babylonia and Sumeria, and then found their way into what the monotheistic religions today are. So when you see like these are just like regular people, they will have their apron, even like the whole Masonic, they get that from here. That's why they got the aprons and stuff. And then this is actually talking about strangers coming into Egypt, like the Hyksos dynasty. You can see like the way they're dressed and the things that they're doing is kind of different. What's this?
I think this is like when they
Farming. They're showing
farming the grain and stuff.
Yeah. Showing the courtyard of an Egyptian farm in which stand 3 large heaps of grain. Yeah, because remember again in the Bible they tell you that when there was a famine, Joseph and the family, they all went to Egypt, and everybody went to Egypt because they had food to basically save people from.
But am I right in thinking that all of this predates, obviously, Adam and Eve?
Absolutely.
So why is it, or when is it, or was it that took this bit out and then just said Adam and Eve were the first people on Earth?
Yeah, this is a very good question because when we say Adam, we've been taught it's one person, like
The
the
Adamite.
first
It's
person.
a group of people.
Yeah,
isn't it?
but it was it's an actual time where graftation was taking place to create a new breed of humans.
Okay.
So that's why, and that was the Anunnaki, to answer your question, and the Pleiadians, who were like, they wanted to create beings to work for them or do their work for them. So they were the first in their genetic engineering, and the result that was actually going to work and do their work for them. So that's why they start everything off with Adam. But as you know, when you read the Bible, it's like, it's obvious there were other people before.
Yeah, because Cain was running scared.
Exactly.
Of people,
Yeah.
he was scared that people were going to kill him. So it's obvious that there was other people that he was running from,
Right.
afraid
So
of.
there were different Adams and Eves, because a lot of these extraterrestrials. Who did I just pass? That looked like Ramesses. Yeah, that is definitely Ramesses. They're different Ramesses. This is Ramesses II, and
Who is he? Like a king of
yeah, it was
Egypt?
one of the pharaohs. And when you go to like America now, and you see where they have like in Hollywood, they have like the mountains with the people sitting down.
The big statues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
The
where they
big-headed
get it from.
statues.
Yeah, they get that from Ramesses. I'll see if I can find it and show you. What's this? Unbaked brick made of Nile mud. This is good because like it shows you a lot of the things we talk about. This, see, they're just brick makers. This is where masonry comes from, because that's what it means to
They're
be.
the brick. Yeah, they work with bricks and stone. Yeah.
But there's also the building in terms of building things without physical bricks, so it's mental basically. So they say as above, so below, because you have to think things before you manifest them. This looks like the Sumerians.
Right.
Yeah, the Assyrians. What does it say?
Would that be Anunnaki or?
Yeah, this is Anunnaki. Again, you can tell by their
With the
headdress
wings and the wings.
yeah, this is Anunnaki.
Which means?
Those that are new sent to the planet Earth in groups of 50.
Oh, that makes sense.
So when you're looking at the Assyrians and the Phoenicians, and these are people that came into Egypt. So there you go again. Those are Sumerians. Yeah, the Assyrians.
Who's the guy that held the lion in a headlock? Is that Gilgamesh? That big.
Where you coming from?
I've seen an image of someone holding a lion.
Yeah, I would have to see the image. Because Gilgamesh, he was a king, but he was a friend of Enkidu. Enkidu was like a very hairy being. Yeah, this is definitely king of Israel bowing down before Shalmaneser II of Assyria. Yeah. It's very interesting. I'm trying to see. Oh, we got this in our books, and I'll show you that in a minute. In fact, let me grab that now, because hold that for 1 second. That's cuneiform, by the way. Let me show you first this book, which is our language. It says the language of time. In our language, it's Parlahed Shalel Wakut, the language of time. But when you go through this is my copy, and it's literally been broken apart and read. But you're going to start to see these are actual tablets that have been found. This is like the Sabaean tablet. This is the writing we saw in some of that. So this is like the pre-Aksumite Ethiopian language, Sabaean, Sabbatic. Then it shows you in the Bible as well when it's talking about them. Like, yeah, this is Nabthuhim, and which is Ptah we just saw, right? But this is how, like, if you actually go through these quotes, like Genesis 10:13, and the Hebrew Strong's numbers, because you can break down every single word now with like just a smartphone. So yeah, that's Ptah, opening, which denotes something plural under the Hebrew Strong's number. Naphthuhim, listed as an Egyptian tribe meaning openings. That's what we're saying. Ptah will be that like the first. So it goes on. PHT above, come from Mokmatu, Natar, Hagar. Sorry, Egyptian overseer Ptah. Neptune is related to Hagar, because Hagar is the son of Hagar's son Ishmael. When Hagar, also an Egyptian, was sent away in Genesis 21:14, she eventually returned to Egypt and selected an Egyptian wife for Ishmael. But yeah, let me keep going. So you can see like how the script evolves. These are pictures of the people. So in our books, you actually see the pictures, not just like the drawings. And this is Queen of Sheba, who is known in Islam as Malkis, but her real name is Ma'at Kare in Egypt. She is like where, when you start to go to the Ethiopian Bible, you're talking about Solomon and from, going to Menelik and the language that they got. You're going to see that script. This goes into the Enki and Enlil. So that's Enlil and Ninlil. That's Anu. He's the son of Anu and Antum. And that's Enki. Then it goes into, see, these are all plates that have been found, and those are the symbols. And then it's going to show you, so now it ties into Enki and Enlil when they go to like South America. So this is Pumapunko, that, I don't know if you're familiar with that. Yeah. But Alalu, which is Anu's brother, he escaped and he was in Pumapunku building. I know I'm skipping through them quickly, but this is what I wanted to show you. Look at that. Oh, wow. That's the cuneiform wedge script. And we studied all of this. We had to learn to read, and then you can see how all the other scripts, like from Chinese, Japanese, Sanskrit, how they all evolved from that Nawapic. You could even see Korean. So when the master puts out books, he literally does the research and
you
gives
can see
you
the studying,
you
proper
can go,
studying.
You can go and like actually look, even language, it goes into like the Fox P2, the gene that you need to be able to develop how to speak and stuff. And then some of the history about how they sent these guys to come and try and assassinate him when he was teaching. This is our Nubic script, the Riskian script. So there are many scripts for the language, the cuneiform, the hieroglyphics, the risk script, the Nubic script that was kind of generated by the young people, and we keep going to the. These are all been found. That's the Sabian script, and if you look at our language, you'll see a lot of the scripts picked up from that. That's that same Ethiopic inscription we found. Then it gives you the temple in Ethiopia. And then we start learning the language. So these are the alphabets that I was showing you over there, equivalent to A. So, you know, we have many sounds for
one letter.
One letter. So like the ch, k. And then, you start to actually learn. So we go through the alphabet, then you go through the numbers. And
I think it's amazing. I just think it's amazing how all of this stuff and what you're teaching is it just ties in nicely.
Hold up a minute. Right, let's see what else we got in here. Oh, there you go. So all these tablets, this is one of the best. If somebody was going to read a Bible, this is the
one you should read, isn't it?
In terms of, because it's showing you.
I knew it.
It's actually tying it in. See, that's Dagon. Yeah, from.
And I've never read the Bible, and I open this up and I just know straight away.
It's telling you about Ishtar. Ishtar is who becomes Isis, and she's known by many names. Rashtat is her real name. This is Babylon. This is all Babylon, because this is talking about the plot of Hanbi. See, Marduk is Murdoch. Because in the Sumerian, they talk about the same stories, but it's from the stone tablet in the British Museum recording the restoration of the temple of the sun.
Is this stuff not in the British Museum?
Yeah, a lot of things are like, you can go and look at them, but the thing is, most people don't. They just read the.
They don't dig deeper enough.
So look, this is talking about Tiamat.
Tiamat.
Yeah. Which is really one of the names of the planet, but some of the stories are symbolic, or they're dealing with, like, they try to tell a story of like what was going on with the planet. So it's talking about see, look, evil and Marduk, spelled different, the god of light, armed with thunderbolts. And this is all in that holy tablets, which I'll show you in a minute as well. I just want to get through most of this. And Syrian, that comes from Khonsu. I'll show you that in the sacred wisdom of Tahuti. Man-headed lion. That's cuneiform text of Nebuchadnezzar. All of this is in the holy tablets. This is amazing.
He knows everything.
There's so much. Like, it's actually quite.
It's so refreshing.
Another Syrian.
Things answered.
Oh, definitely, man.
It'd be good to know. Okay, there you go. We always talk about, like,
That's
tablets
the flood,
that
right?
were found.
So this is the flood, right?
Yeah. So when you're reading about Noah, that's taken from the story of Utnapishtim, which you'll find in these tablets. And then you see, like, what's this one? When you see Tel Amarni, that's one of the cities in Egypt where you get the word Tamara from. Tel Amarni. Abimelech. Yeah, this is really interesting. Now it's going into the Greeks.
No, it's changing now.
Yeah, emperor. Because remember, Mark Antony and Cleopatra, they had a relationship and they had a son called Cleophas. So this is now going into the emperor. This is Augustus.
So are these black beings, or are they? Are they literally?
Which ones?
These Greek.
No, they're not. Even though there were Nubians in Greek, that's what I'm saying, that when they didn't really want them to get together, Cleopatra, and so they had to hide the fact that they had a son. These are just different Greek and Roman emperors. I think these are like coins, and now they're tying in Diana, because Diana is Dina from ancient Sumeria and ties into Islam. When you hear they say the din of Allah, the din, but the din is Diana, or the din is like they would say, even though the Quran said you should be in the din of Allah, they said din Islam, meaning that they kind of change everything to suit, man-made and going into the like hadiths, and because it tells them in the Quran, when you see people going into the din Allah, or the din Allah, meaning, I'm trying to think of the word for to transcribe din to, like becoming a part of, that's when the help is near, because they were saying, when would the help come? And the word Nasara, or we known as Ansar Allah, which means helpers of Allah, and that's when you will know that the truth has arrived, basically. This is interesting. They're showing you, right, so this is Abraham's father, Terah.
What's this, a family tree?
Yeah, basically. So the patriarchs and their descendants. So Abraham there is the patriarch of the monotheistic religions. And as you can see, that's his wife Hagar. He had 3 wives, right? Hagar, Sarah, and Keturah, but they're not showing Keturah on here. But it shows you his father Terah, him, and then the descendancy for him. And then you also got Nama, I can't read that one. Haran, yeah, Haran shows you where they come from, and then it goes on to, what's this, the priesthood, you had Levites. So in the Bible, when they're talking about Joseph and Mary, they were from that lineage of the Levites. Very informative. It's quite a good informative Bible, at least to get people to know how it ties into where it comes from.
That's what I thought. I thought it was very interesting seeing some of the stuff that's in there.
And okay.
I think there's no more images after there now.
Right, so let me show you a few things from the Holy Tablets, the Book of Books. That it expired in the year 2000, but this is like taking all of that stuff that the Bible and the Quran and all of. This is my copy again. I've had for a long time, and you can already see the wings. But yeah, this is the receiver, Malachi Zadok York L, who received this book. Look, straight away, you're seeing all those scripts we just looked through there to show people that all the different languages, and that.
And that's from right to left, right?
Yeah, most of those ancient languages are from right to left, or Semitic. And then this is his most famous saying: within the confines of these pages, there are facts beyond any doubt. I came giving you what you want, so you would learn to want what I have to give. And as I was saying to you, like, we're actually going through a metamorphosis now. Let me show you something quickly, which I posted. Just grab my phone. Don't catch my password. But if I just show you something from the OSM, Ask Us Anything. I posted this stuff today.
What's this, on the Telegram?
Yeah. So this is our new flag. You can see how this is metamorphosized from that to this, and new symbols.
Okay.
So we got the Ankhtui now.
Yes.
The sun. This is what we we're just talking about, Ishmaelites, Israelites. So you got 2 triangles there, one representing the Ishmaelites, which is the black one, and the yellow one representing the Israelites. And obviously, like the Judahites, the Kedahites, this is the family. You can get all the quotes as well.
So you lot are heavily tied into the Israelites as well, yeah?
We are the original everything. This is what we're trying to say. Everything comes from us.
So the Israelites are, they're not as far back, is what you're saying?
No, because again, they tie into the King James Version of the Bible.
Of course.
They don't have the language. I mean, they go to like the Hebrew, but Hebrew is just like This is a master teacher, of course. You can see his ring.
And she wants to know about the master teacher. She doesn't understand because if you see images of him,
Yeah.
you have to understand when she sees that, she thinks, oh, that's just like a Jesus figure. So she's
That's
thinking,
such an important point.
she's thinking that he's in the sky or he's not even a human
he's
being.
real. I've met him,
Exactly.
touched him, so he's real. And that's the difference with like Christianity, Islam, and all that. They don't have no one real.
No real
So
being.
There's
he's
nothing physical there.
but he is who they're talking about, but they just don't know it. It's just like if I was to say to you, have you ever seen God? No one has, right? Now, so imagine I come and I say to you, I am God. How can you say I'm not if you've never seen God before? You see what I mean? But they will just say, you're not. I'm like, okay, how can you prove that I'm not? If you've never ever seen God before, then they're going to be like, do something. And I'm like, tell me something that God did.
Create.
You create, you're creating now.
Exactly.
So you're God, right? So anything they can say, but yeah, I just want to show you. So this is Anu. You have to forgive my book. It's been very well used and very well read. But I had to read this like at least 3 times because there's just so much information. So that's Anu, who is the father of Enki and Enlil. This is Murdoch's sister. I'm just going to skip through because I want to show you.
Are they tied to Yabuk? They're nothing to do with Yabuk.
Oh, Yaqub.
Yaqub, sorry.
Nah, they're not. These are the Natharu,
These are the elders,
Riskians.
right?
Yeah, these are the elders.
Okay, yeah,
the
I've seen these, look.
My book is proper like, but right, go on. Anytime you want to interrupt me and ask a question.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is all of this, all of everything that you teach, is it a sense of we as humans, as spirits, as everything, are we all actually one? But we've all just been programmed by different religions and governments and different things
to separate to separate us, and they only can do that to be able to control. Because if imagine if we're all together we've got more power than 100%. If they separate you and put you over there and they come and tell you something separately, tell you something separately, and then we think we're fighting against each other, but in reality we're all one. But this is the galaxy Ilion where the master teacher comes from. And this is where it's been picked up in Sumerian, like Apsu, Utu, but they will use these 3 suns in different ways. So in ancient Egypt, they will be known as, the Atum, Atun, and Amun. But in Sumeria, you're looking at Shamash, Utu, and Apsu. But this is the 19th galaxy, and his planet is Risk right there, where he comes from. And he's got the 3 suns. And then when you start to look at these names, they got obviously translated over the different languages to the point where by the time it reaches English.
So are they all other planets as well, those other?
Yeah, right.
They're similar size to Risk, right? So
Risk has 8 planets, if I'm correct. Yeah, 8 planets. No, Risk is the 8th planet. But you can see, like, there's going to be a better diagram which shows, if I can find it. So this is the crafts, cylinder-shaped crafts that now everyone's talking about. What do they call it? Three-eye atlas. That's what the kind of image they're showing you. Okay. And this is the Egyptian deity Ra.
Three-eye atlas is a spacecraft.
Spacecraft. That's right. Of the Ram. That's what we were showing you up there. This is the ship Nibiru. The actual planetoid ship craft.
Keep my seat warm.
This goes into explaining what took place when Nibiru came and how, I have to look at it that way, how it had, it crashed and then hit.
Oh, yeah.
These winds were like crafts. So it's veering off its orbit and then it's showing you what happened.
I've always wondered, how did they tie in that solar system? That the space, the planets, how they all tied it in, because I don't experience that, what they teach you in science, with the world. And but it makes sense where they kind of got the idea from.
Yeah, all the Star Wars movies and like this is showing you how this was Tiamat when it got broken in half. Because if you look at this is the Sumerian names, right? So Apsu would be the sun, and then these words like you see where you said Mercury today. That's what I was saying as it's ended up in English as Mercury, Venus, Earth, but the original names for them would have been like Lahamu for Venus, Tiamat for Earth, Shishki for the Moon, Lahamu for Mars, and then Kisha for Jupiter, Ansha for Saturn, Uranus, which is referred to as Anu, then Meldek, that was Vulcan, where the craft hit and then veered into Tiamat. Then you got Neptune was Ea, and then Usmi, Pluto. But it's a big story, explains what took place and how the Grand Canyon got formed. This is Luna. He was a lunatic because he actually he blew a bomb, an atomic bomb.
In the moon?
Yeah, you know a bit about that.
No,
Yeah?
but because you said Luna, I just assumed
Yeah,
that,
that's where they get the word Luna from, because his name was Luna. Then showing you how now when these countries got taken over by these new reptilian beings, they just put a 5-point star on it all the time to tie it into Baphomet, of course. So the solar system today, what it looks like. There's just so much. I mean, look how many pages.
So does Wusabat believe the Earth is flat and
No,
stationary or not?
no. Oh, I wanted to show you that script. Just Wusabat. That's what I'm saying. We deal with facts that have been proven. It gives you the story of literally everyone. But no, we don't teach that the Earth is flat. It doesn't even make sense. The script I showed you before.
Because it's hollow, right? It's
Yeah,
hollow.
everything's
so I
hollow.
understand that that's
Yeah.
why it couldn't be flat. That makes sense to me.
Everything is a tiny kind of ball. Even when
Like
you
a
look at
orb,
atoms, like an orb. Yeah. So it shows you all the different teachers. Noble Drew Ali in the black community is quite prominent, but again, he was influenced by the Arabs, because when you look at the Bible that they have, they use the circle 7. This is the Moorish science of America, basically. Honorable Elijah Muhammad, another quite prominent person. He's the founder of the Nation of Islam, and
How do you use all of this information
yeah,
and raise your vibration higher to elevate yourself and then in turn elevate
others.
people around you?
Yeah, it's the more you know, the more you're supposed to apply what you know, isn't it? So it's like if you were eating bad foods and you learned that, okay, this is not good for me. Now, you can know that information and just carry on eating crap, but it wouldn't make sense because now you know what's making you sick. So you're going to be like, I don't want to eat that anymore. Yeah. And then when you do it, it makes your life better. Then you just tell other people, like, you know what, stop eating that crap because it's going to make you sick.
What about the people that you love and care about and they just don't listen to you? They're not hearing you.
You have to love them from afar.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're just going to keep getting hurt because you're trying to help them. 100%. They're not listening. 100%. And you're just going to get drawn into their world, or they're going to draw, either you draw them or they draw you. And
you just have to you stay where you are.
Yeah, and then kind of like through your example,
they come up to you.
Yeah, this is who the Nation of Islam considered to be God in the flesh, but he was actually a being from Venus. He was a Venusian, and he's Master Fard Muhammad. This is what they call a god to seek out the lost tribe of Shabazz. And I'm showing you this because a lot of this was out before they discovered, like this is the face on Mars, right? And the Master was putting this information out before they started saying there was life on Mars. And this is actual structures, pyramid structures found on Mars. The Sphinx of Giza. Now we start to go into some of these reptilian beings, the dragon beings, the dinosaur people. That's Id, wife of Anu. She was a draconian. That's obviously Enki, son of her. That's his mother. Then we talk about Abu Bakari, brother of Mansa Musa, because it all ties into them coming to South America, and then you start to deal with the Mayans and who they call Quetzalcoatl. But that was dealing with Enki. So you can see that the master is going around the different cultures in the world. That's Enlil. I'm going through some of this quickly. That's a long story. I don't want to go into that. Baal. So in the Bible, when you see in Baal, there are different Baals and there are different people being referred to as, there's different Anunnakis as well.
Is there a quick way to work out which
then it goes into
beings
the
you
Hitler.
come from?
Yeah, actually there is. If you look at people, right, you're either going to be tall or short, or in between.
Yeah.
So it goes into, I'm going to come back to the Hindu stuff, the hermaphrodites. Yeah, so first when you look at people, you're either tall or you're short. And then there's the in between. The tall people are going to have some type of connection to the Nephilims, the tall, the giants. And the short people are going to have some kind of connection with the short people, as the Pataites. Then the giants raped the Pataites to produce offspring when they weren't supposed to. That's why originally there were only two heights on the planet, which were the original Pataites, where you had the women were like 4 feet 5 inches, and the males were like 5 inches, 5 feet 4 inches, and then these beings that were not supposed to come here, they came here, and then they started to have offspring. And then people were different heights. That's
We've
how
got
they
like 23
knew.
chromosomes, right? And
Yeah. Well, we got 23 from our mother, 23 from our, yeah. So when they saw that people were now different heights, they knew that, this is obviously Mahatma Gandhi, they knew that these beings had started to have children. And that's how today you find the different heights. Then the second thing you got to look at is your body. Like, do you have a lot of hair all over your body? If you have a lot of hair, that means you've been mixed with some type of hairy bean, like a shaggy bean, or the Dwanis, or the Bigfoot beans. Have we got them up here? Yeah, so that's, now you look at the hair, then you start to look at, obviously your complexion.
Why do white people relate to a monkey then? Why, when people are being racist,
it's all in here, and I'm going to show you. But the thing is, that term white people, there's your Yakub,
there he is,
big head scientist. And it's kind of funny you ask that question, because when people say white people, they don't know who they're talking about. Because who is a white person? You see what I mean? This is programming again, because everyone is a species. So when we're saying white people, you've got the gravitation of Yakub, who were the Flugerods, and people refer to them as white people. Then you have beings that came from the actual Caucasus Mountains, like this is what's going about the Aegean Sea, and this was the being that was helping him to produce these Flugerods. So it's not about color, it's about your DNA and your genetics.
Of course.
Right? Because I'm looking at you, and I can tell straight away you got a lot of black in you because 100%. Of your hair, your eyes. So that's the next one. You look at the iris, you look at the eyes, you start to look at, because when you say white people, the definition that was coined up for white people was someone who was a pure Aryan, from the blonde hair, blue eye, of the gravitations of, Hitler and the whole kind of like trying to create, say these are Flugerods or Korg, he's the leader, the chief of the Flugerods. So someone might look at that and say that's a white person, but it's a completely different species. So
how is that then produced from the same two parents?
they're not. That's the whole
not,
point. That's what we were saying when we were talking about the Adam and Eve. Like
that
story
DNA.
was just to say, at a particular point, which is only 6,000 years ago,
It's not that long.
These Adamites were created, but in the Bible they just say Adam, but you don't see Adamites because it's a group of people. Because he says, "What? Let us create man in what? Our image and our likeness." That's more than one person, and then we'll call their names Adam. But the English throws you off, you see. So Wu Sabat is here now to basically bring everybody and everything together who's going to vibrate on that frequency of love, harmony, peace, and get rid of six ether. There you go. We're just talking about Mr. Adolf Hitler. But a lot of information about him is also distorted. They don't tell you
I
the
don't think
truth.
this is an evil man.
That's what I'm saying. When you go and do the research, and people that don't want you to
people think that
say
this man
that,
is wicked and evil.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. That the narrative that you're given in the world of a lot of things is not what it is. You have to go and research for yourself. Yeah, I won't bother going to that. It's a lot. But yeah, so you have to really be like, I'm a baby. These are some of the extraterrestrials. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Duanis.
See your family there?
Yeah. That's rude.
I'm joking.
But these are the Deros. You got obviously the Duani, and they're very intelligent actually.
Yeah.
They're quite smart. So these are the Teros. This is where
Yakub was mixed with
one of them. One of them.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. Was mixed with the Danakil.
Yeah.
There's the Danakil, and that's why he came up with that's the leader of the Danakil tribe and brother of Ishak, who became Isaac. And then that's Luciana of the Terror tribe and the mother of Yakub. So yeah, the master goes in all the information, even though it starts to talk about that Joseph Smith of the Mormons. So people don't realize that truth is truth, no matter who.
Doesn't need no pillars.
Yeah, he just tells you the truth. And obviously this now goes into back to the Egyptian, how it ties in with the Native Americans, because they're the same people. Then we start to go into, this is Krill, the leader of the Ramadians. Ramadians are a type of grade, and it goes into the Dogons and how they were mapping like the Sirius and Orion star constellation. Yeah.
Okay.
Goes into breaks down the science of the pyramids mathematically and all kinds of, and how they line up with the belt of Orion. Because for years, scientists were like trying to figure out why this was slightly off, because this is like in a straight line, and then that one's gone off. They didn't know until they discovered the pyramids. They discovered that these pyramids were built, and that one was slightly off because it was matching to the Orion star constellation. That's how they kind of knew. And this goes into how Khufu kind of he kind of let the immigration rule down, and then a lot of people came into ancient Egypt. The Holy Tablets is very extensive because it was used to basically put religions and the monotheistic religions to sleep. Like this was the end of that, and we move into the hereafter doctrine, which is all these books here, like Patriarchs, Master Secrets, Actual Facts.
When you want to help people, and pass
beings from Andromeda, they made the Predator movie from them.
Yes.
But that's what they actually look like. So I cut you off. Go ahead with your question.
How do you?
When you want to help people.
Yeah, but when you know that they're not receiving it or they're not hearing it.
Yeah.
When you know that you need to now pull back, are you then perceived when you come to this point of getting on the ship or being elevated or whatever, are you then looked at, well, you didn't continue helping that person?
No, because
you a bad person?
There's no such thing as bad or good person. That's another, this is what I'm
saying.
This is what religion teaches you, because they make people feel guilty. And if you feel like, oh, I'm a bad person, then you might feel like there's no point of me doing anything else. Now I'm a bad person, I'm going to hell, I'm damned. So I might as well carry on that way. Yeah. And I saw a really funny video on social media where they were showing these people coming to the gates, right? As they tried to give you this picture of Peter and the pearly gates going into heaven or hell, right? So they had all these women coming up, and they were like very voluptuous and like BBLs and all of that. And everyone that came up to him he was like, go
Go
that
away.
way, you've messed up, go to, let's say that's hell, yeah? And then this one guy comes up and he's like, the guy goes to him, you're going that way. He goes, you crazy, I want to go that way.
He want to follow the women,
He wants to follow the women. But these are the types of programming that they do to say like, you know, hell is a good place. But who says what's good or what's bad? Someone tells you that, right? But in terms of your question, you just do your best with people, and you get to a point where you just like, you know, I've done my part, and they will know that. It's like you're saying, if you were getting judged or whatever, be like, she done her best. The best thing you can do is point them to the truth. You can't, as they say, take is it a donkey or I always get it wrong. It's either a horse or a donkey to the river, but you can't force it to drink. So all you can do is show people the truth, and you keep living it, and eventually they will have a clock. These are the old like Dogon drawings of, you know, Sirius B, and this was before they had any apparatus, and then when they actually mapped it, it was exact where the Dogon drawing of the orbit of Digitaria Sirius B around Sirius, and then this is the modern astronomical Digitaria of the orbit of Sirius. So they literally had it spot on. The question is, how did they know this before then?
They ain't got no tape measurements or anything to measure that.
Nothing.
I don't know. How did they know?
They talk about normal and how they came from the sky, the spiral creation, because there's another thing. Time is spiraling outwards like a winding staircase. So you can go back and forth in time. But yeah, some of these, the master did his homework. He went into explaining Dorio's organization. This ties into this guy called Rael. Yeah, Rael. They were the ones that were doing cloning. And you can see how the symbols have evolved as well to, this is the Kabbalion script that people talk about, the Kabbalion, the Pleiadian alphabet. There's so much information, but yeah, you can only, at the very best, direct people to us, direct them to the books, and if there's something in their DNA genetically, it will resonate with them, and then they will start their journey. But people are at different stages, so over the years, you just know. But sometimes, like, you really want to save everyone. That's what the master says. He wish he could save everyone, but unfortunately, some people have made a pact with the other side, and they think that they're gonna get riches and wealth, and that, yeah, you might get that here materially, but when it comes to your soul, the real being, that you can't fool anyone. That's why
there's nowhere for you to go after.
Exactly. That. So people, when they're dying on their dying bed now, that's when they start like panicking and starting to convert and say, I'm sorry, forgive me, but unfortunately it's too late.
Yeah, they had all the opportunities beforehand.
Yeah, just trying to see what else I can show you in the Holy Tablets. So this is Anu's, Anu's father. So he had a father. I'm showing you all this because when we bring it back to the Adam and Eve stuff, these people were alive way, way, way before 6,000 years ago. And Keisha, mother of Anu. So Anu actually has parents. Yeah. That's one of the Adams, because there were different Adams. Okay. This Adam was a project that was being done with Lilith, which is his mother and father, and then Eve's parents, who were from the Pataites, and she was known as Nikeba or Hawa. Nikeba becomes tribal leader, and that's her, and that's her mother. So they were taking these two pairs of parents to try and create a new experiment to breed out a particular evil, and then that started to continue on until you get to the 6,000 years where the Anunnaki, grafted Osiris again. You can see his headdress. Husband of Isis or Aset. Nut, Shu, Tefnut.
Crazy. I've never looked at the tablets. I never.
Yeah, that's why I'm going through it, because that's Isis or Aset. She became known as Isis. Horus, who the whole Christianity is based on. Osiris, Isis, and Horus becomes your Godfather and the Holy Ghost. Or sorry, Mary and the Holy Ghost. Well, they kind of leave out Mary, but she's important. See, this is the Anunnaki, Erishkigal, and I think that's Nagal. They're scientists. They were the ones that were creating these beings.
Yeah.
Are we halfway through? We're not even halfway through. That's how much the Holy Tablets is. But it says that it has expired, and this is where, and it goes into like your actual spiritual, in terms of your spiritual being, when you're in the womb with the umbilical cord, chakras, your 7 planes, ties into that in Islam. Male sperm, ovum. Yes, it's 46 trillion
Sperm.
created.
That's what I wanted to ask you. At which point do you think the soul enters the body?
When the sperm
Hits the
travels up to your chakra, because when sperm literally travels up, as you know, we were just looking at this. It travels up the spinal column, and then that's where the pineal gland is, where it gets ignited, or the energy sparks off that sperm, and then it travels back down and goes through your penis and then comes.
So
into
before
the
it's
woman.
even entered to the egg, the soul's already there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just grown.
Because you know how they say when the sperm fertilizes the egg, there's an
Yeah.
explosion of light.
Yeah. That's the spark of them two meeting, because it's friction.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but
the
then
soul's already
already
within
in
the
there.
sperm.
But
Yeah.
that comes from the father's DNA.
Yes, that's right. It comes from the father.
Wow. Okay.
But there are people that can be born without a soul.
Yeah, 100%. I believe.
Because
that.
now they're doing a lot of cloning,
Yeah.
and they just need
So would
a
you
piece
say
of your DNA.
so if we didn't have sex, there's no possible way for that person to have a soul and be here?
If you didn't have sex.
So if you came here not naturally through the womb, if you didn't come through the womb,
Yeah.
there's no possible way that you could have a soul.
That's right.
Okay. Because I've always thought that.
Yeah,
I've always
that's
believed that
right.
in myself.
And because that spark, that natural spark, doesn't take place, but you still have a spirit, so you're still able to. I know some people don't like to hear the
That's
truth,
going to
but
be
the truth
controversial.
is the truth.
People are not going to
Yeah.
like that one.
Yeah, but you just have to be around people like that and see how they react and behave and act,
Yeah,
and
you
what
can
the
know,
energy,
innit?
if you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
feel
yeah.
it or not. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. This is what we're saying. Like when your pineal gland it's either calcified or closed, or it's open.
Yeah.
So this is where the third eye is closed here, and it's open. A disciple just means a student. So when you're open, you can receive knowledge from
You're
the
enjoying this,
mental,
innit?
that through your ether. It's open, closed, so you can't connect.
Can't see, you're blind.
So-
Or they say in the Bible they say stuff like you are blind and we made you see again. That's
right.
what they're talking
That's
about.
the whole Genesis, the garden story, when they were not supposed to eat the fruit of knowledge.
That makes perfect sense to me. Like,
When you don't have, and then this goes into what we're talking about, the brain cut in half to show the location of the pineal gland.
Boy.
Right there.
So would you say someone that's been created from a father that has a closed or shut pineal gland, would you say that child, when they're an adult or whatever, is able to still be awakened? Because are they kind of put at a detriment because they've been born from someone that's not awake?
Being awake is kind of different from it's like having the ingredients to make a meal, but you don't make the meal. So you still have the ingredients.
Okay.
You're just not able to make the meal with it.
Yeah.
So it can be turned on. So it's there. A lot of people have a soul, but they've been programmed so much to not even remember or recognize that they have one. And so they get ignited when they come across information or something that resonates with them, and they're just like, oh my God, they just wake up.
That's what I say to you, innit?
Yeah.
Which is how it was like when I met you.
Yeah.
They just wake up and then they start to do the studies or go on their journey, and your DNA is programmable. Yeah, because you got these AC.
Some of them are switched off, some
Some
of
of
them
them
are
are
on,
switched
yeah.
off, some of them are on, and it's how you arrange them. So that's your DNA.
Because you can turn them back on, right?
Yeah, that's right. So the programming is the combination that you have. So here you got A, U, T, A, C, G, G, C. It's like zeros and one in computer code.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's either on or off, but you got a whole it's like 24,000 genome.
Very complex.
Yeah, it's very complex in terms of programming. So you can actually, this gets interesting now, and how you have an electric field around your body, because you're also electromagnetic. So you can literally turn yourself into a ship by using the energy that's around you, and turn yourself inside out and light, you're a light being. But again, this
That
goes...
would also come down to your environment, people around, things that you eat,
everything. Clothes you wear, the colors you're around, it's just quite complex. That's why they create certain situations to keep people on a low vibration. Like you said, like when you were walking down, you were just feeling the energy. Like I go to outside London or certain places and you can straight away feel the energy.
Yeah.
So this is what an Ethereum being, a pure energy being, looks like. This is a depiction, of course, but this has nothing to do with the physical, like kidneys
Just
and
like the aura.
yeah. So this book goes into a lot of what that book was trying to convey. Seeing if there's anything else. Yeah, so let's talk about some of these 24 elders. So this is Methuselah, which again becomes Noah in the Bible. Let's see. Did I go through the 24 elders already?
Yeah, you did. You went three of them, weren't
Yeah,
there?
there's some of them. So these are these highly intelligent beings that are part of the 24 elders. This is the three wise men that came. So all the stories of the Bible, you will find them in all our ancient Egyptian story. And the Sumerian stuff, it's just stories being... This is another thing. People will say, oh, the master is racist, but he puts information and pictures of every race and everyone in the book. So you can't say that. So like, for example, Cadisin, he's the 13th of the 24 elders. That's him as the 19th elder, Yanun. Sandalphon, this is who they call Jesus in his old age. Because if you read in the Bible, it tells you that he went back to Egypt, and some of the books, like the Book of Enoch, the many books that are left out of the Bible that talk about other things that about the story, wife of Canaan, that they leave out basically.
But why? That's the bit that I struggle to understand, is why do they not necessarily give the information? Why are they trying to control?
Because as I say, they're greedy. They're very. They're literally just like, if you want, let's say you want all the money in the world, you're gonna control like masses not to know the truth. Then you manipulate them and you tell them what you want. You tell them what to buy. You tell them what to eat. So you're making money by, for example, saying everyone eat.
Don't want to say that word.
I don't want to say it because promoting them, and but they know that they're making you sick, but they're making money from that. So it's more about getting people to think the way they want them to think, like fear, to make you afraid of things. Like you're going
You
to
can
hell.
control people when they're under fear.
If you're afraid, or like you don't have a way of surviving. Like, it's actually crazy how they've got it now to the point where if they literally said no more foods in the supermarkets, a lot of people will just not know what to do to eat. And then what will happen is they'll turn against each other because they find out, oh, you've got some food, so I'm going to come and take your food.
They end up becoming like
the zombie apocalypse,
crazy.
basically. Just saw something that I wanted to. Okay, let me read this little piece because it looks very interesting. These are the secrets that I, Adafa, son of Jared, passed on to my son Methuselah about the galactical heavens, walking and talking with the Anunnaki, living and learning from the Anunnaki as I climbed the ladder of 33 steps to Malakut, which would be heaven. I found my real soul waiting to return to El Shakur. I asked it, who are you? It answered, I am you. I asked it, for how long have I been gone? It answered, 76 trillion years. that's what the master is saying, like, because this is Malachi Zodok speaks of the true earliest who is called who, right? Again, in Egypt, who, when we say who man, what we're not realizing we're saying is H-U, which is who.
You're asking a question.
Yeah, who am I?
Yeah.
But you are who as the part of the creative will.
You've forgotten.
You've forgotten. So okay, that was that. What else did I want to show you quickly? Okay, show you a few more of the Egyptian.
It's crazy
Joseph.
how, like, even still just listening and hearing you talk and hearing some of these things, like, I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah.
When I didn't realise it was there.
Yeah, that's what truth does, and that's why they hide the truth from people, because it's like
it will make you free.
That's what they say, right?
No, they say it will set you free.
They say it will set you free, but yeah, it will make you free. That weight's going to be lifted, because imagine, if I say to you, can you see your mum in your head? If I say your mum's name, can you see her, yeah? Your dad's name. Now, if I say God, what do you see? Nothing. Because one is real and one is not real.
Exactly.
You can see your house right now. You know how to get from here back home. And that's real to you, it's vivid. But if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? If you don't know,
it doesn't make it not real, just because you don't know how to get there.
Yeah, that worries me, because people say that they're speaking to Jesus or they're speaking to someone, and I'm like,
I've met a lot of those.
I'm like, who are you speaking to? You never spoken to this guy. You don't know his voice. You never see.
Did you not see the video I done with that woman called Rita? If you haven't seen that,
did.
Which one was
the
that?
one I was here on the board,
You couldn't see
and
her.
she said, yeah, you couldn't see her.
Yeah, we
And
did
she
watch
said she
that.
spoke to Jesus until I said, like, can we speak to him now?
She said she was going to come back.
Yeah,
really
and I keep saying to her, when are you coming back? And
it's not mean to be rude or to.
No, truth is truth though, because
but I just don't understand how, like, you're in your head. How do you know that you're speaking to that person?
that's what I was asking her. I said, like, you can hear voices in your head. I said, and I gave a really good example.
That's schizophrenia.
That's what I was trying to tell her. I said, there are people with mental health issues that will tell you they hear voices in their head.
That hurts the chest.
But truth is truth. Like, I said to her, you know my voice because you've met me and you've spoken to me.
Yes,
now,
I remember now.
If I was in Australia and I rang you, you would know it's me.
Yeah.
But if anyone else from Australia rang you, you wouldn't know.
You have to say, who is this? You have to ask them.
So it's basically like they convince themselves that what they're hearing is Jesus, but they've never met Jesus. They don't know what he sounds like. So Wusabat, we just literally give you the facts, and it may be hard at first because of the programming you've been under for a long time. Goliath. They tell you about the story of David and Goliath. He literally covers the entire history of the world before Haile Selassie. Again, another person. This ties into what I was saying before with Menelik and, like the whole Rastafarian movement. See, look, Haile Selassie was not of the bloodline of Judah. He was of the seed of Benjamin by way of his son Rosh. And he goes into the whole story. So no one on the planet right now, Rastafarian, Muslims, Christians, of whatever denomination, they all have to contend with the truth.
Yeah.
And the truth is what's going to make you free. So
Because they've gone to a certain place and they've not gone any further.
Yeah, because they're told the other people, remember what we were saying before, the other people are bad people. So the Christians are told the Muslims are bad, the Muslims are told the Christians are bad, they're both told the Jews are bad, and then they all have denominations where everyone keeps splitting up. And we're like, if you're all speaking the truth and there's only one truth, how are you separated?
Yeah.
So yeah, we are here to literally give everyone the truth and the opportunity. There's your Abraham. Let's see Abraham. Missed it. Yeah. So any other questions? But I got a few more books here. This is what I really wanted to show you, because this is what a lot of people call the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Yeah, but it's actually called the Coming Forth by Day. Yeah, this is Amunubi Ruakta, which translates as the faithful informer soul of the Pataites. And in this, it shows you that's Akhenaten, Osiris. Because
Exactly like him.
yeah, exactly. That's Anubu or Anupu, Anubis. And when you go through this,
That's the
jackal.
statue, isn't it, in Egypt? Yeah.
That's right. But it goes through and literally shows you like where they get like the negative confessions, what becomes the ma'at. So look, I'll read that little bit because I've highlighted it. It is no coincidence when I tell you that in the Judaic religion, they too stole things from the Egyptian culture. The 10 Commandments of the Leviticus 21 to 19 of the Bible was taken directly out of the Book of the Dead from the Declaration of Innocence before the Natiru of the tribunal, such as thou shalt not kill, Exodus 21, is the exact same thing as I have not slain people. And then only in the Bible they take the declaration and turn them into commandments from a so-called all-powerful God who was to create laws. Why does your God have to send the commandments? Thou shalt not steal, which, by the way, was taken from Declaration of Innocence before the Natiru. And it literally shows you where they get everything from. So it goes through all of them. And then the 10 Commandments. And yeah.
So what are they different or?
Yeah, they're 600. They're actually 613, and they only took 10 out. But
because if you don't do the 10, then you can do all the others basically.
no, what I'm basically saying is you don't even need the Bible no more.
You should know already. You already know. When you come here, you're born. You know right from wrong already. Is that what you're saying?
You're supposed to, but when you come here, then you get indoctrinated by your parents.
That's what I was saying to you, innit?
So if you guys don't teach your child the right thing, they're just going to follow whatever you are. So if you're a Muslim or Christian, or they're just going to become that until they get to a point where.
Of course, because they idolize you. You're the parents.
You're
the
parents.
You,
till you get to the point where they start asking questions and they're like, what mum told me or what dad told me doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then they may go and find out for themselves. And then when they come back and tell you, like, do you know what? It's not what you've been telling me.
No, there's conflict.
There's conflict. Yeah. So, but this is Bast. Just showing you like the figures. Bast feline. That's why you're talking about the cats or the lion, and because the women are the feline order. See, these are Cleopatra, the Ruan, Akhenaten, Nefertiti. This is Akhenaten and Nefertiti, because you can see he's got like hips. It's got a little bit. It's got mammal gland, because he was one of those beings that was both physically a male but had a female spirit, and he manifested outwards. These are actual things you can go to the museum and actually see and find as well. You can see the script in the background, the hieroglyphics. I feel like I've overloaded you guys.
Oh, mate.
Have you had enough? Yeah.
There is so much to take in, and I don't understand how you can retain so much information. But obviously, you've been doing this for 30 plus years.
Repetition.
Yeah.
Like, not even that. Before repetition, the passion for it.
Of course.
Like, I was born as not born as, but I was brought up in a Christian household. But even as a child, I just had so many questions, and no one could answer the questions. So I had a passion to want to know the truth. And so when I discovered it, and it made sense, it was like, nah, I just want to know more.
Like you're bursting to get it out.
Yeah. Gilgamesh Epics, this is where they copied the Bible from.
Kingsley Flex them as well.
We're going to get you a juice now.
We're nearly done. But these are the, remember I was saying the different Adams? You've got Absu and Tamar, Ansha, Keisha, and then you have Zakar and Cable, and then Noah. But yeah, all the stuff you guys were talking about in Hotep, it's all in here. You can see all the images. Kefre, Osiris, Isis.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. It's nice to know that you can ask
this
questions and people can
this
give
is
you
the
an
beginning
answer
of
to
the
what
journey.
you want, innit?
And finally, these two books, I'm not even going to go through them, but they literally just cover everything you ever would need to know about Christianity, all the hidden secrets, everything. And this one, everything you'd ever need to know about Islam. But all of these now have all expired, and it's really all about the hereafter
This is for the future.
For now, there's no future. There's only now.
Okay.
But tomorrow becomes now, doesn't
I know,
it?
I do live by that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I know what
Wusabat
you mean.
and Wusabat is for...
There's no time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like literally the past, the present, and the future all in one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah, it's been a pleasure, man.
It's been useful.
It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure, man.
It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Definitely.
So the next thing you got to do is try and get some.
Yeah, man. Whatever one you recommend, whatever book you recommend, because obviously talking to us, you can see what kind of level that we're on.
You're on. Yeah. I mean, I would just say look and see what jumps at you. I mean, we don't have all the titles.
This one jumps at me.
Yeah. You know what? That's the one for you, because that's what I was going to recommend when you asked me at the beginning what book, because I know that goes into quite a lot of details of where it's all coming from, the stars. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're all good. And that's why when people ask a question, it's literally like, we're the doctors and this is our medicine or tablets. So just like, take that one. Yeah. Come back tomorrow and take that one. But yeah, greetings.
Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure, for real.